The morning sun filtered through the leaves of the great Bodhi tree, casting dappled light upon the forest floor. I knelt before the Buddha, my thoughts a storm of questions, seeking clarity in the shelter of his wisdom. His serene presence radiated calm, as if the universe itself rested within him. Unmoved and eternal, the forest was alive, teeming with sounds of birds, rustling leaves, and the soft hum of unseen creatures. My voice trembled slightly as I asked, "Master, why do you choose the forest to meditate? What makes this place so sacred to you?" The Buddha opened his eyes, his gaze meeting mine with a depth that seemed to pierce through all illusion. "The forest," he began, his voice gentle yet profound, "is not just a place. It is a teacher, a mirror of life." He gestured to the towering Bodhi tree under which he sat, its roots gripping the earth, its branches reaching skyward. This tree provides shelter to all, without discrimination, without judgment. It gives freely and asks for nothing in return. I marveled at the simplicity of his words, their truth resonating in the depths of my being. "Master," I said, "does this tree possess the wisdom of the Dharma, or is it merely a reflection?" The Buddha smiled faintly, a glimmer of amusement in his eyes. "The tree is not separate from the Dharma, as you are not separate from it. All things are interconnected." He picked up a fallen leaf, its edges curled and brittle, holding it between his fingers. "This leaf once thrived, drawing sustenance from the tree, from the earth, from the rain. Now, it returns to the soil, nourishing new life." I pondered his words, the cycle of life unfolding in my mind like a river flowing without end. "Master, how can we live in harmony with this truth of interconnection?" The Buddha placed the leaf gently on the ground, his hand resting on the earth as if to embrace it. "Living in harmony begins with understanding that no action exists in isolation. Every step you take ripples outward." He gestured toward the forest, its vast expanse humming with life. The bird that sings, the wind that blows, the roots that drink from hidden streams, all are part of the same web. My thoughts lingered on the image of the tree, its roots unseen yet vital, its branches an offering to the sky. "Master," I said, "how do we cultivate this balance within ourselves?" The Buddha closed his eyes briefly, as though drawing wisdom from the stillness around us. "Balance is not achieved by striving but by yielding. By aligning your actions with the flow of life." He lifted his hand, palm upward, as if cradling something unseen. "Imagine a cup filled with water. If you grasp it tightly, it spills. If you hold it gently, it remains." I nodded, the simplicity of his analogy unfolding layers of meaning within me. The Buddha observed, "Sweeping connects the physical and spiritual realms, reminding us that enlightenment begins in simple, ordinary acts." The monk said, "I will sweep each day with mindful intention, grateful for the chance to find peace through the mundane. Without it, the fabric unravels." He gestured toward a bird building its nest in the branches above. "The bird gathers twigs with care, not for itself but for the life it shelters. This is compassion." The sounds of the forest seemed to pause, as though the universe itself listened to his words, absorbing their weight. "Compassion," he continued, "is not merely an emotion. It is an act, a choice to see yourself in others." My heart swelled with the truth of his teaching, the realization that compassion was not an obligation but a natural state. "Just as this bowl is guided by the hand of its carrier," he said, "your purpose will guide you to fulfillment." The Buddha placed his hands on his knees, his posture upright yet relaxed, the very picture of balance and centeredness. A kind word, a helping hand. He placed his hand on the earth again, his touch reverent and tender. "The earth bears the weight of all life, enduring both harm and love. Learn from its patience." One disciple, carrying a jar, muttered, "This endless task tires me. Each day feels heavier." as if without purpose. The earth suffers, yet it endures, for endurance is its nature. But its suffering is not separate from ours. He leaned forward slightly, his presence filling the space between us with an almost palpable energy. When we harm the earth, we harm ourselves, for we are its children, born of its soil, sustained by its gifts. Observe this tree, he said. Despite its fall, the aroma of sandalwood fills the air. Atonement begins with awareness, with the courage to see and accept the truth. From awareness springs right action. He placed his hands together in a gesture of unity, his fingers forming a circle. The cycle of harm can be broken by the cycle of compassion. Every action, however small, carries the potential to heal. I felt a tear slip down my cheek. Not from sadness but from the overwhelming realization of the interconnectedness of all life. The disciples drew closer, their focus sharp, seeking to grasp the meaning nestled within the Buddha's words and the tree's fate. When an entrepreneur begins a journey, he said, their aim often focuses on permanence, on buildings that withstand time and erosion. He gestured to the forest around us, vibrant and alive. The tree does not preach, yet it teaches. The river does not command, yet it guides. Be as they are. I sat in silence, the depth of his teachings settling within me like seeds in fertile soil. Ready to grow, the forest seemed to hum with life, a symphony of existence in which every being played a part. The Buddha walked alongside, saying, your steps, though ordinary, become sacred when aligned with purpose and mindfulness. Walk with intention, and peace follows. They are one and the same. I bowed deeply, my heart filled with gratitude and resolve. The forest embraced me as I rose, its wisdom now a part of my own. Another day, another journey through the unfolding world of impermanence. The Buddha walked silently along the riverbank, its song alive. I followed behind, the steady rhythm of the water drawing my thoughts to its mystery. The sun cast golden reflections upon the surface, its brilliance fleeting and ethereal. We reached a shaded bend in the river where the flow softened into gentle ripples. A farmer approached, carrying the weight of worry in his demeanor. He bowed respectfully to the Buddha, his voice heavy with frustration. Master, he said, this river is both a blessing and a curse. Its flooding ruins my fields. Its drought leaves me barren. The Buddha observed the change and said, when one finds meaning in mundane tasks, they inspire others to walk the same mindful path. The disciple asked, what if others around me dismiss the importance of mindfulness in such tasks? Seeing only labor, not lessons? The Buddha answered, do not judge their perspective. It is life itself, ever changing, and beyond control. He gestured toward the flowing water, its movement ceaseless and tireless. Observe its nature. It carves paths through stone, nourishes the land, shapes and is shaped by its journey. The farmer frowned, his brow furrowed in contemplation. Master, if the river is beyond control, how can I thrive when its will opposes my needs? The Buddha smiled, his expression serene yet purposeful. To thrive, you must first understand. You must live not against the river but in harmony with its rhythm. He stepped closer to the water, his hands resting at his sides, the river's energy almost palpable around him. The river teaches impermanence. In its overflow, there is renewal. In its drought, there is the space for reflection. I watched the farmer's face shift as the Buddha's words settled within him. The seeds of understanding taking root. The Buddha continued, do not fight the river, for it is as much a part of you as your breath, your being. He knelt by the edge, cupping his hands to gather water, letting it spill freely back into the stream. The water moves as it wills, yet it does not resist its course. The disciples absorbed his words, their silence filled with the resonance of understanding and the depth of their reflections. Fragrance lingers, the Buddha said, because it serves a purpose beyond self-preservation, extending joy and benefit to the lives around it. He placed both hands together, bowing before the fallen sandalwood tree, his gesture one of humility and gratitude for its teachings. The disciples followed his lead, bowing their heads before the tree, their hearts filled with reverence for the wisdom it represented. The Buddha's steps resumed, his path carrying him further into the forest. Yet his teachings remained etched in the air like fragrance. The disciples followed, their spirits uplifted, their minds pondering how to carry the essence of sandalwood into their lives and ventures. The soil drinks from its bounty. The creatures thrive in its flow. The river's existence is an act of compassion. The water reflected the moon's brilliance, its ripples forming delicate patterns that shimmered with a quiet yet profound elegance. The Buddha gestured toward the pond, his voice serene. Observe the moonlight touching the lotus, yet disturbing neither flower nor water. Compassion begins with understanding, with seeing others as parts of the same current that carries us all. He gestured toward a small boat moored nearby, its hull worn but steadfast. Like the boat, we must learn to carry one another, to navigate the waters of life together. Subhuti asked, Master, if the river teaches compassion, does it also teach wisdom? What can its impermanence reveal to us? The Buddha turned his gaze toward the horizon, where the river disappeared into the vastness of the land. Impermanence is the essence of wisdom. It reminds us that life flows and changes, that clinging leads to suffering. He pointed to a pebble in the water, smoothed by years of relentless flow. The pebble does not resist the current, yet it transforms. Entrepreneurs, he continued, often rush into action, seeking quick results without considering the delicate balance required for true growth. The ripples reached the lotus flowers, their movements subtle yet suggestive of the profound interconnectedness the Buddha sought to convey. The Buddha continued, wisdom is not in holding, but in letting go. It is in flowing freely, as the river does. The lotus blooms, he said, because the conditions are right. Growth is not forced. It is nurtured by alignment and balance. Peace is found not in what the river does, but in how you respond to its nature. He picked up a stick and let it drift into the stream, watching it glide effortlessly with the current. When destruction comes, see it as transformation. When renewal follows, embrace its gifts. This is peace. The disciples stood silently, each reflecting on their own relationship with the currents of life, the challenges they faced. The Buddha spoke again, his voice carrying the wisdom of the ages. Remember, the river is both path and guide. Its flow mirrors the Dharma, its rhythm the heart of existence. I gazed at the river, its reflections shifting like fleeting memories, its surface hinting at the depths unseen below. The farmer bowed deeply, his expression transformed, his worries softened into quiet resolve. Master, he said, I will learn from the river, live by its lessons, and honor its gifts. The Buddha smiled, his presence filling the space with an unspoken warmth, as though the river itself reflected his essence. The sun moved higher in the sky, its rays shimmering on the water, illuminating the beauty of impermanence. Consider this pond, he said. Its stillness holds wisdom. Stillness is not an activity. It is the essence of mindful preparation. He walked along the pond's edge, his steps light yet deliberate, embodying the very harmony his teachings sought to inspire. Another day, another walk into the heart of the forest, where ancient trees whispered stories through their swaying branches. The Buddha led us silently, his steps deliberate, his presence harmonizing with the living pulse of the woodland. Sunlight filtered through the canopy, illuminating the ground in patches of gold. We came across a fallen tree, its trunk gnarled and broken, yet adorned with new shoots rising toward the sky. The Buddha paused, his gaze lingering on this scene of quiet renewal. He knelt beside the tree and beckoned me closer, his voice calm and steady. "This tree," he began, "offers a lesson in transformation. In the cycle of decay and rebirth, I studied the saplings sprouting from the decay, their vitality contrasting with the remnants of the once mighty trunk. Tell me," he asked, "can you illuminate paths without causing harm, as the moonlight does for the lotus and pond?" The disciples hesitated, searching within themselves for answers that aligned with the profound simplicity of the Buddha's question. One disciple replied, "Master, we must first understand the pond's stillness, the moon's patience, and the lotus's resilience to act wisely." He gestured toward the forest, its vast expanse teeming with life in countless forms, each part of a shared existence. As the tree gives its body to nourish the soil, so must we offer ourselves to the greater whole. I knelt beside him, the truth of his words resonating within me, each sentence revealing the profound simplicity of renewal. The Buddha continued, "Do not fear the change brought by decay, for it is the fertile ground from which compassion and wisdom grow." I touched the earth beneath the tree, feeling its coolness, its vitality carrying the pulse of countless cycles of life. "Master," I asked, "how do we embrace this cycle of renewal without clinging to the past or resisting the future?" The Buddha stood, his movements flowing with the rhythm of the forest, as though he were part of its breath. "Embrace renewal through surrender, through the humility to see yourself as both part and steward of this eternal balance." He pointed to the young shoots rising toward the sky, their leaves vibrant and full of promise. Like these saplings, we must grow toward the light, guided by the nourishment of experiences, both joyful and painful. I felt the air shift, the forest enveloping us in its timeless wisdom, its harmony a testament to interconnected existence. The Buddha addressed the disciples gathered around, their expressions attentive and reflective. "This forest thrives because it understands balance, because every being here plays its part in sustaining life." He gestured toward a deer grazing nearby, its movements graceful, its presence blending seamlessly with the environment. The deer takes from the earth, yet it gives back in return. This is the cycle of renewal. A disciple named Ananda stepped forward, his voice curious yet contemplative. "Master, if renewal is the essence of life, how do we nurture it within ourselves and in the world?" The Buddha turned his gaze to Ananda, his eyes steady, as if seeing into the depths of his soul. "Nurture renewal by letting go of attachment, by transforming suffering into compassion, by allowing the wisdom of impermanence to guide you." He reached down and picked up a fragment of bark, its edges worn, its interior rich with possibility. This bark was once part of the tree, yet now it becomes soil, a gift to new growth. The disciples listened, moved by the profound impact of seemingly modest actions. The Buddha struck the bell a final time, its sound carrying across the peak like a sacred chant. The forest does not cling to what it loses. It transforms, it adapts, it thrives. The Buddha turned toward the valley below, his silhouette framed by the golden light of the rising sun. The echoes of the bell fade into silence, but their essence lingers in the hearts of those who hear, he said. The Buddha smiled, his expression radiant with compassion. "Even the bird sings of renewal, its song a reminder that life is beautiful because it changes." I closed my eyes briefly, absorbing the sounds, the smells, the presence of life unfolding around me in infinite diversity. The Buddha spoke again, his words grounding me in the truth of the moment. Renewal is not an event but a process, one that mirrors the Dharma, one that reflects the nature of all existence. He placed the fragment of bark back onto the earth, his movements reverent, as though honoring its contribution to life. "Cherish this process, for in every ending lies the seed of a new beginning." "A chance to grow anew?" Ananda asked, his voice filled with sincerity. Master, how do we teach others to see the beauty of renewal? To embrace it rather than resist it? The Buddha turned to him, his gaze unwavering yet gentle, his presence grounding yet uplifting. Teach not through words alone, but through your actions, for actions are the true language of the soul. He gestured toward the forest once more. Its trees, creatures, and earth an intricate tapestry of interconnected life. Be as the forest is, a living embodiment of balance, renewal, and compassion, a source of inspiration for those who seek. I felt the weight of his teachings settle within me. Their truth undeniable, their simplicity profound, their wisdom timeless. The forest seemed to hum with life, its pulse harmonizing with the Dharma, its existence a testament to renewal. Another day, another lesson, yet this teaching would remain, a guiding light in the journey of interconnected existence. This mirror is but a tool. The true mirror resides within, in the depths of your heart. Every step forward carried the truth of the forest, the promise of renewal, the essence of the Buddha's teachings. Thank you for watching. Buddha's teachings are always with you. Subscribe to our channel and we will see you in the next video.